Welcome, everyone, to the Week 2 episode of Just Saying Football with Jack and Sean. I'm your host, Sean Gannon, alongside my partner, Jackery Nicholas. We're here to bring you news, notes, and weekly updates, game analysis of your favorite teams each week. If you've not had the chance yet, go and check out our website at justsayingfootball.com and follow us on Instagram for updates on our latest articles at JustSayingNoGWJS. This week's Thursday night matchup features a division rivalry between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. Jack, the Browns find their passing rhythm this week?
I hope so. After last week, they were able to get Landry the ball there, but, that Odell Beckham-Baker friendship is going to have to be a good friendship on the field. After 3 catches from Odell, we are going to expect a lot more. Their passing rhythm really has to come into play against Cincinnati with all of the weapons on Cincinnati's offensive side. They're going to have to be able to really be able to give Odell Beckham those slants that he loves where he can really improvise, take him for long yards. The Browns need to be able to create big plays. They weren't able to finish drives or create huge opportunities like we know that this team can, and they have the potential to. This week, it's the second week of the season, and they're just getting into the rhythm, but they need to find it. 6 points last week, I think, is a little rough, around the edges. Of course, you're playing the Ravens, one of the more favored teams of this year and one of the strongest rosters, another division rival, but they're going to have to find a way to score some points this week.
Yeah, Stefanski came from the Vikings. He rose up on the chain, eventually made it to the offensive coordinator last season. And one thing that he did really, really well with the Vikings, and I think everyone saw it, was with Dalvin Cook. He made sure that he was running the ball. There was a lot of zone reads. Gary Kubiak helped with that. And off of that, they were able to really use the play action with Kirk Cousins. And he just excelled in that. Both Landry and OBJ offer similar talents to Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. They're both great in the slants. They have a lot of routes in their arsenals. They can go deep on the ball. And when you're able to utilize that play action and allow these receivers to get downfield, to get open, to give yourself this kind of time that you need in the NFL, that's when they really, really excelled on offense, the Vikings. And I think that the Browns were not doing that enough. They have to just stick to the run game, run the ball with Kareem Hunt, run the ball with Nick Chubb, and then get Baker Mayfield back there. Do a quick play action, set up a quick slant to OBJ. It has to get started there, and it really comes down to that run game from them. They put a decent amount of yards. Hunt went 13 carries for 72 yards, and Chubb had 10 for 60. But I think that for them to really find the passing offense, it's going to be down to that play action. Stefanski needs to utilize that against a fairly young Cincinnati Bengals defense.
Yeah, and that Cincinnati defense features plenty of great people, but Geno Atkins is one of their best players on defense, and he's actually he wreaks havoc. He goes right through everybody. He's blocking them, double teams, triple teams sometimes, and he's going to destroy. He's going to take Baker's rhythm away a little bit. He's going to try to knock those running backs into the backfield. Chubb and Kareem Hunt are going to need to be able to make space for themselves, get around guys like Carlos Dunlap on the defensive line, really just try to, like you said, just try to utilize them and get them more yards than they got last week. It's a balanced system, and without the run game being effective, the play action game isn't going to be as effective, and those big play opportunities go out the window.
Yeah. I think what's going to be one of the biggest things is that Browns defense cannot give up 38 points. They just got completely torn apart last week and picked apart by Lamar Jackson. They only ran the ball for 107 yards, the Ravens did, against them, which is a low number for the Ravens.
Absolutely.
It was between 6 runners. They really just passed all over them. Lamar was really efficient through the air. And I think that secondary sees 2 big injuries in Kevin Johnson and Greedy Williams. And if that defense is not able to step up, that means Myles Garrett is not getting after the quarterback. Olivier Vernon's not getting after the quarterback. This is still a rookie quarterback. Burrow's great and all, but he's still a rookie quarterback. You get in the face, they make mistakes. Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa did that all for 3 quarters last week until the very end there. They were up in Burrow's face, and he was making rookie mistakes. They need to get after the quarterback. That secondary needs to step up to this occasion. Boyd is a great receiver. Green's a great receiver. Uzma really showed up pretty well for Burrow last week, so he'll probably be utilized in the tight end spot. They need to step up here as a defense. And if they don't, Burrow is going to get his first win if that defense doesn't do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're expecting a lot more from Burrow. Last week was a huge learning curve from him. I think he's still learning, Zach Taylor's system. But we expect big things from him as the number one pick. Last week was not the ending that he hoped for. They lost on the missed field goal. And with a game like that, it comes as a lesson. But I think Burrow, I'm expecting a lot with all those weapons at his disposal with a good run game. It's kind of for both teams here. They're going to need to get the running backs going. Mixon is going to be a very big focal point for Cincinnati this year. And
Easily.
for the adjustment, rookie quarterbacks with good running backs, it makes the adjustment a little easier. They're able to watch the running back go, learn the time of the game and the speed. And, that is important to a guy like Joe Burrow who's trying to play at a high level right away.
Yeah, I think Burrow definitely can play at a high level. And again, that last drive against the Chargers last week was just brilliant. AJ
Yeah.
Green got caught with the penalty, but that was a really, really great drive. Perfect throw of what you needed to make. I think Burrow is going to be really good, but I do think you're absolutely right. This game is really going to be ground heavy. If you have Chubb, Mixon, or Hunt on your fantasy team, you're probably really excited about this
Yeah.
game. You're expecting a lot of running. I think there's going to be a lot of runs for sure. It's going to be exciting. I think, Jarvis Landry is listed as questionable, and that's going to be, I think it's probably going to be a game time decision most likely. I bet he does play, but if he doesn't, that's really also going to change how this offense does this week. And I think that they really need Jarvis in. I know it's only week 2, and it sounds weird to say this, but the Browns need to win. There's something about this team that's still carried over from 2019 where they seem to need this win to get themselves on track. They're on like their 20th head coach. It seems like recently no head coach seems to ever win their home opener. They need to get this win. It seems like they're almost in a time of desperation now, especially in such a tight division in the AFC North. It seems like they're in a win now situation.
Yeah, especially with the Steelers going up, 1-0, and then you have the Ravens winning against the Browns. They're already putting themselves in a hole. So to lose against Cincinnati, to have another division loss, to have 2 division losses to start the year and to start 0-2, more like morale-wise for this team, it really just it's hard for them. Teams when they go 0-3 have an 11% chance of making the playoffs, and they're going to need this win on a short week. You have less time to prepare. A lot of people are not in the shape, the football shape without the full off season. And the short week coming up on the first week, it's gonna be tough for both these teams. But the Browns absolutely need this win. I remember when Baker was a rookie, he came in on Thursday night against the Jets, and he won that game, and that was a big confidence booster for him. He was able to kind of take that confidence for the rest of his rookie season. So I agree. I think he needs a game like that.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things like the Browns just seem to not have been able to put together a winning culture yet. It seems like they have the pieces. They got the tight ends, they got the wide receivers, they got the running backs. They now have their quarterback. They have their great new offensive coordinating coach, head coach, and it seems that they're just not putting it together. So who do you got this week? Who do you think is going to walk away with the win?
I have to go with Cincinnati only because of the secondary for the Browns being banged up at the moment. We got Greedy Williams hurt and Kevin Johnson. You have, your slot corner out. So when you have a guy like John Ross, who's not always in the game, but he's fully healthy, he could have some opportunities if they don't have their main slot guy out there for some deep threat. Burrow loves to go deep. AJ Green, I expect him to be covered by Denzel Ward most of the game, but Tyler Boyd, I expect him from a fantasy perspective to have, a great game. I think that he's going up against, the fourth corner, and that's a great matchup for him. And I think Mixon has a lot of potential this week. Short weeks, people love to give their, running back some rest. Some teams, I believe the Bengals are one of these teams that will give him 20 carries this week to just keep Burrow upright, not give him the pressure of giving him 30 throws. And that's just how I feel. I think that the Bengals defense will play better than we expect. I also just think that Mac Wilson being out for the Bengals is huge. I mean, for the Browns is huge for the Bengals running game.
I want to agree with you. I want to give Joe Burrow his first win of his career. I think he's going to have a good game, and I think if you're a Bengals fan, you're going to be happy to build on that week 2 performance. I'm going to give the Browns the benefit of the doubt here. They're at home. I think they're going to get this win. They're in that desperation mode. They're in this win now moment. It has to come. Mayfield's come out and said he's not going to force the ball to OBJ. I think Jarvis Landry will be healthy. They're going to feed these 2 running backs, both in the passing game and in the rushing game with Chubb and Hunt. And then they're going to do all that they can to really win this game. I think it's going to open up the offensive playbook a little bit more. We're going to see a little bit more out of Hooper now with Njoku out on the IR. So I expect them to get this win. And it's mainly going to come because they need this win now. It's coming in a really, really key time. It already feels like you're in week 2 and you got to get this. And I think they're going to get it done this week. It's going to be tough for them to get it done. I think that they're missing a lot of pieces defensively. I agree with you. But I think that offense is just going to be able to overcome that. I think we're going to see some flashes of this healthy OBJ that he's been saying. I think we're going to see a really good game out of Hooper and a really good game out of these running backs.
Yeah, it would be exciting. Interdivisional matchup.
Gotta love Ohio. Gotta love the Battle of Ohio matchup.
Gotta love that. And
Browns get a tough. Yeah.
Someone's got to win. Someone's got to get their first win, and we love that.
Yeah. Browns got a tough one. They got to open up against 2 AFC rivals right off the bat in their division, so that's never fun.
Yeah.
But that's all the time we got today, everyone. Just want to thank you all for listening. I'm Sean.
Jack. And, remember to like and subscribe on YouTube, Just Saying Football, and, check out our website, justsayingfootball.com. Have a great night, everybody.
Have a good one.